Good afternoon. This is the second episode in the FLAK series, a series to assist and aid people like you from not knowing what they're doing to dominating the skies. Today, we'll go over how to properly lead your guns, ensuring every round hits its marked square on the enemy's critical aircraft components, ensuring a swift kill. Now, let's say for instance you went to the firing range bringing an M4 rifle. There's a target 500 meters away, and all you have to compensate for is bullet drop to ensure your bullet hits its mark. And since you own an M4 rifle, you also hopefully receive gun trading for it. Now, go on sharpshooter, so is your bullseye. Good shot, mate. Hit dead center. Now, you might be thinking when you're up in the skies, the principle remains mostly the same, right? Well, I'll let you see for yourself. Let's put you into a scenario where you see an aircraft flying perpendicular to you, right in front of you, a good 500 meters away. Where would you put your crosshair? Go ahead and think. Remember, you've only got one shot. And that's time. Okay, let's analyze this. If you went with point A, your bullets wouldn't hit. Why? Well, let's simplify this into shooting range lingo for you. Think of that enemy plane as a range target and a really fast moving at that, like 500 kilometers per hour fast. When you shoot your bullets, by the time it gets to that position where you aimed, the range target and plane have both already moved out of the bullet's trajectory. You'll need to pull lead, which is what point B and C do. Starting off with point B at first, while it may seem counterintuitive at first, actually makes it so that by the time your bullets hit that area, guess what? The enemy plane flies into them, ensuring that their plane gets added to the Earth's KD ratio after they fall out of the sky. This is why if you aim for point B, you'd be correct. Point C actually works here too, assuming that you are going slow enough and that they will go fast enough. But in this case, with the provided values I've given you, it's wrong. Pulling lead to hit enemies may seem trivial in situations such as the ones I just gave you, but it's more than that. It's about getting into your enemy's head and predicting what they'll do next, then using that against them. What? What the? Hey, producer! Cut the video! Hey! You get into the enemy's head and predict what they'll do next. In this case, the F4U Corsair has rolled this aircraft level to the left, so I can anticipate that he's going to do a brake turn. I draw a line or curve across his aircraft's path, roughly estimate where he will be in a good 3 seconds, hold down the trigger and hope he blows up. There's a lot of factors that influence the amount of lead you'll need to pull. Gunnery in aeronautics is a combination of mental arithmetic at 650 kilometers per hour and psychological warfare bundled into one. And so we'll break down each factor one by one, followed by tips afterward to help with your guesswork. How fast are you going? How fast do your bullets leave the barrel? How fast is the enemy going, and how fast are you closing in on the enemy? These factors can influence how much more or less lead you would need to pull to hit a target. You always have to account for where the enemy plane is going and aiming your shots in such a way that your rounds intersect with the enemy's course. Aiming straight won't do anything if you know he's gonna pull up and change trajectories. How maneuverable a target is dictates how tight they can turn compared to other aircraft, which justifies the change of lead. A P-51 Mustang doing a brake turn won't have the same curve and lead aim as an A6M0 would. The farther away you are from your target, the more distance your bullets will have to cover to reach their location. Therefore, the more lead you have to account for. The closer you are, the lesser distance, less lead. And do note that at some ranges, bullets from guns may just up and poof, disappearing and despawning.
Right around the time I turned 40, my dick became soft and spongy, and I never used it anymore. My wife wouldn't even sit on my dick, and the neighbourhood cunts would all point and laugh.
None of that might have made sense, and that's because aiming is more of a skill they just get used to. It's something that's hard to extrapolate into words, even for someone like me. So, rather than focusing on examples, we focus on tips to help you improve now. These can also help when it comes to SPA too, so any GRB players. Your tracers can actually help determine whether or not your rounds are falling short or over. If your tracers meet up with the enemy's play model but aren't covered, it means that your tracers have fallen short. But if your tracers are covered up by the enemy plane, it means they've gone over. You can use this to ascend closer and closer towards a suitable gun solution for your weapons. No pain, no gain. Stealth belts force you to learn the trajectory and shenanigans of your guns by removing tracers from the equation, making it so that you're punished with no kill if you don't get it right, and rewarded with hits and a kill if you do. You always hear this, and for good reason. It's good advice. Now, here's the thing about it. Relying on the aiming indicator entirely is bad. It's confirmed to have some issues with the whole aiming part and isn't 100% accurate, and it mostly only gives you gun solutions that hit the empty center fuselage of a plane. Use it as a guide, not as gospel. Aim ahead or behind, depending all on your gut feeling. You can set a custom match full of maneuvering bots to get a sense for your aim and how it goes. Go to the game mode selection screen, custom battles, create a session, set limited fuel and limited ammo off, time limit to 6 hours, respawn to unlimited, enable bots, and set the player count to 64. Select your BRs and you've made yourself a digital shooting range in the air just like that. Just shoot, damn it. I can lecture you for hours and hours on end regarding tips and tricks how to pull the Eden properly, but it all amounted to nothing compared to just learning how to shoot your guns yourself. The more you shoot your guns rather than complaining and crying on the forums about bad hit reg and the like, the more you get accustomed to your guns and the less of a need you have to cry and whine. If your bullets aren't connecting, that only means you haven't been shooting enough. Goodbye, viewer.